There's a dead man in New York with a mourning family, and the left right now, and you can go and see it, is celebrating his murder. I tell you, the left is dangerous to the public safety. Their policies are dangerous to the public safety. And I don't mean Democrats, I don't mean liberals, I mean the left. Now, there are too many Democrats who are leftists, but the issue isn't partisanship. The issue is this crazed ideology that is soft on crime, in many ways advocacy for crime. I mean, we see this with the shooting death of that poor man, Brian Thompson, right? The UnitedHealthcare CEO, who was shot at 6:45 or so in the morning. He was walking out of his hotel, going to another event. There he is. He leaves behind a wife and 2 sons. And he was murdered by all accounts. He hasn't been convicted. He's been arrested and charged with it by this young man, Luigi Mangione, who, by all accounts, is a leftist, and now who the left has been celebrating. They were celebrating the shooting initially, and then this kid's pictures show up after he's arrested at the Altoona, Pennsylvania McDonald's, and the left starts celebrating him even more. We had a front page story on the New York Times calling him the hot assassin, and the less focus on the way he looks is kind of to slide in the support of his murdering a corporation CEO, specifically the head of a healthcare company. And the left likes nothing more than to distract from the problems caused by Obamacare and government regulation of healthcare. And they like the idea of a nice little political murder here to distract and to focus the blame on so-called terrible health insurance companies. And I'm not exaggerating. Look at what Elizabeth Warren said the other day. Do we have a clip of the Elizabeth Warren thing? I don't remember.
We've been talking a lot about this Luigi Mangione, the case about the UnitedHealthcare CEO. People are very angry at UnitedHealthcare, I think for good reason, denying care, and the whole system. And we were just talking in the previous block, killing a CEO is not the way you change. You have to regulate that, right? And so we've got attempts to try to rein in some of these big businesses. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which was your creation. The Trump administration wants to get rid of it. That is like protecting people from like credit card fraud. Yeah. What happens if that goes away?
So look, terrible for individuals, but stop and think overall about the social contract. Part of the deal in how we've kept this democracy, this economy, this country on a fairly steady path for more than 200 years has been that those at the top pay a little more in taxes, are a little less rich than they otherwise might be, and everybody else at least gets a chance. Yeah. And what happens when you turn this into the billionaires run it all is they get the opportunity to squeeze every last penny. Yeah. And look, we'll say it over and over. Violence is never the answer. This guy gets a trial who's allegedly killed the CEO of UnitedHealth. But you can only push people so far.
So what she's saying is, you better do what I want you to do in terms of the socialist takeover of the economy, otherwise you're all going to be murdered. That's what she's saying. And of course there's a lot of pushback, and then she pretended to not say, pretend to be misunderstood, that violence is never the answer. We know what she's thinking. We know what the left is thinking, and it's perfectly consistent. The left, the extremist left, is murderous. And they see violence as a political tool. They always have and they always will. Remember, the second time Trump was shot, or nearly murdered, he wasn't shot the second time. Thankfully, the Secret Service saw the shooter before he had a chance to shoot at Trump. The left immediately blamed Trump and said it was justified that they try to kill him. And then later, Brian Thompson, let's put his picture up again. The left is celebrating the murder of this man to promote their socialist takeover of our medical system. The left is promoting the murder of this man to promote government control of your personal choices when it comes to health care, The left is supporting the murder of this man in order to justify increasing your taxes. And they're trying to make a hero of this young man who is a crazed leftist. I've looked at his material. I've seen what his friends have been talking about. He was in Hawaii hanging out with a bunch of leftists, and he clearly was enthralled by a revolutionary violence targeting people like this poor man. As Brian Thompson's just doing his job, running a health insurance company. And the left is saying because health insurance companies sometimes deny claims, like government insurance does, Medicare denies claims, Medicaid denies claims, but the private sector isn't allowed to deny claims under the socialist communist rubric. And they are celebrating the death of an American citizen and murder, the cold-blooded murder. Remember, as accused, Luigi shot him in the back. Oh, and by the way, if he's found guilty of murder in New York, the leftists there have essentially banned the death penalty. So this kid should be executed, but he won't be, even if he's found guilty. So this is left crime in America today. Let's hope he's convicted. The evidence will show. Let's see what the evidence will show, but presumably he's the bad guy and he's convicted. There are signs going up in New York highlighting and the radical leftists putting up signs in New York calling for more murders of corporate executives. They wanted to kill Trump. They want to kill Supreme Court justices. Now they want to kill corporation heads. I've been warning you all of this rising violent communist revolution that's hijacked our media and our political culture. And it's I don't know what else to say in terms of showing you it's real. Other than there's a dead man in New York with a mourning family, and the left right now, and you can go and see it, is celebrating his murder. Violence is never the answer, but that's the left's rallying cry to justify violence. Senator Warren, by the way, is going to be a senator for 6 more years at least. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.